What are your plans, let's say, for the next months or even years? Are you planning to residing in Iceland, or are you planning to moving somewhere else or move around?
I hope to spend time in Iceland, but I like to move around. I wouldn't, spend all year in Iceland, I don't think. Yeah.
Free man. Yeah. There's a strange, or not a strange maybe, but as a grandmaster in Iceland, according to law, you are entitled to a salary. And every Icelandic grandmaster in chess, they've been paid salaries, provided that you do some teaching in chess, or even possibly play for Iceland in an international.
No, I hate chess very much. No, I don't need the money. No, I don't need it. I'll wait. I'll skip it.
So you're not.
I hate chess. Really.
You hate chess?
Yeah.
So you're not planning on claiming the grandmaster salary?
No.
Why do you hate chess? Being probably and possibly the best chess player ever.
Because I know what chess is all about.
Yeah.
It's all about memorization. It's all about prearrangement.
But creativity.
Yeah, creativity is lower down on the list.
Yeah. But you did. You became world champion on creativity.
Well, first of all, this is a long time ago when I played the Spassky the first match.
Yes.
And even the second match, it's already some time ago, 15 years ago, almost 13 years ago. And chess, just the last few years, has changed dramatically with all of this computer stuff. But really, if you analyze chess objectively, very, very objectively, it's been a lousy game. Going back even to the time of Morphy, there was a lot of book.
But there still is a place for talent, for creativity. It isn't all prearrangements, all theory, all...
No, not all, of course, not all, I agree. But why do you want to get involved with something that is mainly rote and prearrangement? Obviously it's not all, that, but the creativity is like maybe number 3 on the list. The first is prearrangement, and the memorization, and then comes creativity.
Opposed to Fischer Random, then you sort of put creativity first.
Right. Now, let me explain something about Fischer Random. I've never made any claims that this is the greatest thing, since puffed wheat or whatever, you know what I mean? I never made any claim saying that this is perfect or anything. What I say is it's much better than the old chess. Now, for example, let's say you could have 1 million chess-like games, right? Maybe 1 million of them, or 10 million would be better than Fischer Random. But the point about Fischer Random is it's basically the same as the old chess, except you get rid of the theory, and it's very easy to remember the rules. That's my point. You see? Now, I was just looking at a book Sammy gave me, this book about Capablanca. Yes. Capablanca had a very interesting game that he proposed. I think it was 10 by 10 or something. And it had 2 kings and extra pieces, and you win the game by mating either of your opponent's kings. And it looked like a very creative game, and maybe much better than Fischer Random, but it looked very intimidating, even for me, right? Yeah. The top chess player. It looked very intimidating. All these extra pieces, huge board, 2 kings. If it intimidates me, I think it will intimidate the average person much more. So there are a lot of games that you can come up with that have practical defects, not creative defects, but just defects in terms of discouraging people to learn them. You see, that's my point about Fischer Random. You can learn Fischer Random in 10 seconds practically. So there is no impediment. You have the same pieces, the same board. All you have to do is get an electronic shuffler, and in 1 second you have a position. But of course, you could create more creative games than Fischer Random. Maybe, you know, an extra piece or a bigger board and all kind of things. But my idea, people think I'm anti-chess. No, I'm not anti-chess. I'm pro-chess. I'm trying to keep it alive. It's just the reverse. I'm not coming up with anything radical at all.
I asked 2 Icelandic grandmasters the other day who was the best chess player ever in the history of chess. And they both said they contemplated, and I asked them objectively speaking, and they both said Bobby Fischer is the best player ever. Do you agree with that assumption?
I want to get back to Fischer Random.
Don't want to answer this one? Are you the best player ever that ever was?
Well, obviously I think so, right?
Yeah. I mean, during the match, you beat Timon of 7-0. You beat Larsen 6-0. Nobody has ever done
but first of all, you have to understand something about chess. Of course, I'm better than Morphy. Why am I better than Morphy? I know, I don't say I have more talent than him, I just know much more theory, right? If he came back today and he could not open a book, let's say, right? He would do badly against, even against masters, maybe. That has nothing to do with his talent, though, right? So when you say, I'm better than so, it doesn't mean anything. Because of all this theory in chess. But now, if you were to say, am I the most talented player, that's something else.
Are you the most talented player?
Well, again, I think so. But maybe, you know, that's just my opinion. You know, Morphy was fantastic, Capablanca was fantastic.
What about later? World champions, Kasparov?
But, as I said, I don't like to delve too much into the old chess.
Right.
Because I hate it so much. I feel by delving into it, I'm promoting it in some way. I don't want to promote this goddamn game. My only interest in the old chess, I have only one interest. To expose the prearrangement. People are living in a dream world.
But don't you think it's paradoxical coming from the best player that ever was, and now saying it is the most...
Life is like that, no?
Yeah. There is one question that I've always wanted to ask you, given the opportunity.
It's not really paradoxical. Okay. Chess is basically a search for truth, right? So I'm searching for the truth. The truth is chess is no good anymore.
Okay. So that's an honest opinion.
Huh?
On the table, when you're playing the chess.
Chess is no good, and it hasn't been a good game objectively for 150 years, since all this theory developed. It was a good game maybe 200 years ago, in the time of who's that guy who developed the pawns theory? What's his name? The Frenchman.
So you're saying that already when you became world champion, that already by then it was a bad game?
Yes, it was a bad game, but but on the other hand, it wasn't as bad as today. No comparison, but it was a bad game. But at the time, I was fired with ambition because to win, and I was willing to overcome all of these idiotic obstacles in the way of that block a talented person from winning. But now, you see, as you get older, right? What do they say? You have to get. What is the point? As you get older, if you don't get better, you have to get smarter, no?
Yeah.
I'm much smarter now than I was then, you know? Much, much smarter. Now, I don't want to do things the hard way. Why do things the hard way when there's an easier, better way?
Did you gradually, you were quoted as a young man saying...
The old chess is you're banging your head against the wall with this theory that you are, you were trying to find some little improvement on move, 18 or 20. It's ridiculous. It gets harder and harder and harder. You need more and more computers. You need more and more people working for you.
And less and less talent.
Yeah, and less
creative.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Enjoyment, everything. Why?
Did you gradually start to hate chess, or did it come suddenly?
Oh, that's a good question again. Did I gradually? I think it came gradually, but then at a certain point, I was hating it, but I didn't know it. You know what I mean? Because I was still trying to make it work. But then now I realized I was gradually hating it, all along.
There's one question that I've always wanted to ask.
Yeah.
You basically stopped playing competitive chess already in 1972. Well, for 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you regret stopping? Do you regret not having defended your title against Anatoly Karpov in 1975?
No.
No regrets?
That I offered perfectly fair conditions. He refused to play me.
Yeah.
My conditions were absolutely fair. It's all lies.
Yeah.
For example, Capablanca played Alekhine, right?
Yeah.
In what was 27? Around there, 28? I don't know. Okay. That match was the first player to win 6 games, right? Right?
Yes.
If the match was tied 5-5, Capablanca would retain the title.
Yeah.
So Alekhine would have had to win the match by at least 6-4, right?
Yeah.
But nobody ever has complained about that match. They all say that was a great match and it was a fair match. My conditions were much fairer for the challenger. He had to be beaten 9 times to lose his chance to become a world champion in the match.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair conditions. Ridiculously fair conditions.
Almost everyone is sure that even under the conditions that you refuse to play, you would have won him. Have you never felt regret not defending your title against him?
Well,
apart from the conditions, irrespective of them.
I say, I don't like the way you put it. He refused to play me. I'm the champion.
Yeah, I know.
The whole thing was absurd.
It's only one void. It fell on one void,
Well, no. First of all, I talked to Fred Kramer later.
Yeah.
He told me I won this vote in Amsterdam.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, but because if you will recall, they never published the breakdown of the vote.
Okay.
They never said how each country voted on my conditions. And he says, I won the vote. They just said I lost it.
I thought you lost it by 1.
That's what the press says, yes. But he said it's not true because they never published how every country voted. He says, I actually won the vote. They're just lying. Well, let's get back to this prearrangement, okay? If I had written my book about Karpov and Kasparov as I had intended before the Jews stole all my files, you would understand what a rotten game chess is. If you realized the extent of the prearrangement, you wouldn't have any regrets about throwing out the old game yourself.
Politics, the rotten politics of chess.
The prearrangement is it's almost all prearranged now at the higher level. It's all prearranged. I am not exaggerating this. This first Karpov-Kasparov match was prearranged move by move. Every move of every game. There's no question about this.
All through the match.
Yes, and I believe all of the Karpov-Kasparov matches were prearranged move by move. Every move, every game. But there's no question the first match was. I studied that match intently. And I still intend to write a book about it, even though the dirty Jews stole all my files. I had I had several boxes full of books on it. I had every game annotated about 18 different ways. I had about 8 or 9 books on the match, and then I had about 10 magazines that had every game annotated also. So I maybe see I had about 8. I had every game annotated from 18, fully annotated from 18 different sources. Plus, I had a lot of other books, supplementary books, regarding the match. All this has been stolen by the filthy Jews at Beacons, and also when my mother died, they stole the books I had with her. We're talking about many dozens of books.
So you think it's possible to prove that the match was prearranged?
Yes, yes. It's obviously prearranged. No question. Look, unless you think I'm crazy, which I'm not, the Jews say I'm crazy, I'm not, I'm perfectly sane. Anybody can analyze my voice, and you will see I'm telling the truth. Now ask the Jew bastard Kasparov, or ask Karpov, is their match prearranged? Ask it live, in the same conditions as this. You will see they are lying. You will see they are lying. Any half-assed expert will be able to tell you they're lying. With any kind of, even without a voice lie detector, but especially with a voice lie detector, you know? They are lying. It's obviously prearranged, the first match. So plain.